All right, guys. Well, welcome back to another KevCam night class, except now we're not going to be calling it KevCam anymore. We're going to be calling it just night class because both myself and Jacob will be here. And for those of you guys that haven't met Jacob, he is working out of our California location as our applications engineer. And he'll be kind of running these classes for you guys along with myself. So great to have him along here. And Jacob, I'll let you kind of take it over from here.
Yeah, no, it's been an honor being able to work on this project with Kevin. Yeah, we have a video here that we're going to be playing. It's going to be going over the toolkit. But we also want you guys to be interacting with us in the chat. You know, give us some video ideas. Tell us what, you're struggling with in the software if you are struggling with anything. We also want to do some cool video ideas as well, something that's, it's going to get you guys engaged and, something fun also.
Right.
Maybe as well as some, hangouts and, machinist chats, just hanging out, talking with the guys, telling machinist stories and stuff like that on the CNC. So we're really excited to jump into this. Kevin, you want to input anything else that you want to do?
Nope. We just want to let you guys know that we'll be tonight covering basically importing tools from two different tool manufacturers and showing you guys kind of the tips and tricks of going through it step by step. And once this video is done being live, it will actually be chopped up for you guys. So you guys will be able to one, search it up in the chat bot, but also it'll be sectioned off right in YouTube. So you can just jump forward to the section that you're looking for. So
Yep. Yep.
can't wait to
And
show you guys the new platform.
yeah, and I did it exactly how you guys are going to be doing it. If you guys have a SKU from a tool that you guys purchased, you're going to be looking it up from the tool manufacturer website. I download it just like you guys are going to download it. I'm showing everything. All of the, bumps and bruises of getting along the way, grabbing the model from the tool manufacturer. So, I think this is going to be really good step by step. And with all that said, you want to jump right in?
Yeah, let's get it started.
Let's get her done. All right, so let's go ahead and open up SolidWorks. Now that we have SolidWorks open, let's go ahead and open up our website with our tool. Scroll down to the bottom. Now that we have our tool downloaded, we're actually going to download the holder for that tool as well. All right, now we can close down the website, and now we can open up our tools. We're going to go ahead and hit that drop down. We're going to hit open. We're going to go to our downloads. We're first going to download the boring bar. Now that we have our tool open, we can go ahead and save this out. To save it as a solid part file. Go ahead and select Save As. Now I'm going to drop this in the file directory that we save our toolkits in as well, just to keep everything organized. I'm going to select the Windows C drive, Users, Public, Public Documents, SolidCAM, and then whatever version you're using. We're going to be using SolidCAM 2024 for this. And then I'm going to select Tables, Tool Libraries, and now I'm going to be able to create my own folder. I'm going to select New Folder. I'm just going to make one that's called Boring Bars. Go ahead and open that up. Dump this in there. All right, first one's done. Let's move on to the next one. Open, go back to our downloads, select our holder, hit OK. No. This model looks great. We're going to do the same thing that we did with the boring bar. Go ahead, save as. I'm going to select the Windows C drive again, Users, Public, Public Documents, SolidCAM, SolidCAM 2024, tables, tool libraries. And now I'm going to select a folder that I've already created called holders. I'm going to go ahead and save it in here. So from here, I'm going to start a new assembly by selecting File, Make Assembly from Part. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it in there. Hit the green check mark. We now have the boring bar set in place. And I'm going to save this assembly in the same file directory as I did the previous ones. Except I'm just going to create a new folder called Assemblies. I'm going to name this PH Horn Bar Assembly. Awesome. From this stage, I can go ahead and select Insert Component. I'm going to hit Browse. I'm going to go ahead and grab that holder from the holders open. And I'm just going to place that in here. I'm going to go ahead and select the Mate button. Select the face of the holder where it's supposed to mount up to. Select the back of the boring bar. I'm going to right click to have it accept that mate. Now I'm going to select the side of the tool and the side of the holder, and we'll rinse and repeat. And now we have our holder exactly positioned how we want it. All right. Go ahead and hit the green check mark to exit the mate menu. Now we're going to start with our coordinate systems. And to start with our coordinate systems, we're going to make drawings to drive the coordinate systems. So to start that out, I'm going to select the back face of the holder. It's going to position it for me. I'm going to go ahead and select the circle tool. I'm going to draw one in space here. I'm going to hit escape to get out of the tool. And now I'm going to select the edge of the holder. And I'm going to select the edge of the circle. And I'm going to select make it concentric, or you can send it over here, make concentric. From here, I'm going to go ahead and select the line tool. You can right click and drag, or you can come up here and select it as well. I'm going to zoom in to make sure I'm on the right center. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line from there to there, going down, and I'm going to draw a line horizontally. Alrighty, that looks great. I'm going ahead and exit this sketch, and now I'm going to make my first coordinate system. To do that, I'm in the Assembly tab on the ribbon bar. I'm going to go ahead and hit Reference Geometry. That's this little button right here. Select Coordinate System. And now it wants me to choose my position point, my origin point. So go ahead and select the intersection of the two lines. That should work fine. And now we're going to orient this correctly. I'm going to go ahead and clear this selection right here. And to get this to orient correctly, I'm going to pick the Z first. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and select this line right here to orient it that way. And our x-axis is actually correctly positioned, but just opposite of what it currently is. So I'm just going to hit the opposite. And there we go. We are positioned correctly. The X and Z are the most important here. We want the X pointing through the tool holder, and we want the Z facing away from the turning insert. And we can go ahead and select this. Now I'm going to rename this tree item. I'm going to call it holder mount. And now we've finished our first coordinate system for our tool. Now we're going to start on the boring bar. This is going to be a little bit different here. To start it off, I'm going to go ahead and right click on the boring bar, and I'm going to select this button right here. It's edit part. After I selected the edit part, I'm going to go ahead and select on this face and start a new sketch. Now I'm going to zoom into this sketch to get a better look, and I'm going to draw a line to separate my insert and shank. I'm going to use this edge right here in these 2 points to go ahead and do that. Hit escape to get out of the tool. Now I'm going to go ahead and type up in this command bar, I'm going to type in split. Now I'm going to select this while I'm still inside of the sketch. As you can see, I'm going to select this tool right here. And when I do that, it automatically uses the sketch I was using to do the cut. So now that I'm in the tool and it's already selected my sketch to use as the splitting tool, I'm going to go ahead and select the bodies right there and right there. Hit the green check mark. And now you can see we have a split line as well as we have 2 bodies in this model as well now. So I'm going to go ahead and exit the part and go back into the assembly. And now we're ready to create our sketch to drive our insert coordinate system. I'm going to select that same surface. We want it to be on the same planar level as the cutting point is going to be, which is this planar surface. Now I'm going to draw a new line in the same area that I used for my cut. Hit escape. I'm going to draw another line coming from the center of the outline into the center of the radius of this insert. And I'm going to make these perpendicular. All right, from there we can go ahead and exit out of the sketch. Now we're going to do what we did for the holder coordinate system. Select reference geometry, coordinate system. Origin position is going to be this intersection of those 2 lines we created. And now we need to orient everything. For that, I'm going to go ahead and clear the selection in the X. I always like to select the Z axis first. I'm going to go ahead and select this surface for the Z axis. And then for our X axis, I'm going to go ahead and select this line right here. Now that's actually opposite what we want, so I'm going to again hit the change to opposite button. And this is the orientation that we are looking for. Go ahead and hit the green check mark and do the same thing as we did last. I'm going to rename this item as the insert mount. Now that we've done that, I'm going to go ahead and save this. And we are now ready to import this into SolidCAM. To start that process, I'm going to go ahead and select new tool library. And this is going to be a tool assemblies library because it's completely assembled. I'm going to rename this tool library by doing a file, save as, and I'm going to name this night class. I'm going to go ahead and do the import tool assembly from CAD. Go ahead and hit OK. We're going to generate this as a turning tool. And we have to do a little bit of management of what SolidCAM is calling what. So as you can see, this is not our insert. We're going to go ahead and right click on that. It's a part of the holder, so we're going to hit change to holder. We're going to right click on this as well. This is the holder, so we're going to hit change to holder. Now I'm going to go ahead and hold control, and I'm going to select that while the other one was highlighted, and I'm going to hit union to holder. That just makes it one piece, so it's a little bit easier to manage. Now that I've done that, I'm going to make sure that this is the correct part, which this is our insert. So I'm going to right click on that, change to turning cutter, change to profile. I'm going to change this as well. We're going to change this to shank by right clicking on it. And now I'm going to drag the insert onto the shank as it's underneath it. Now that we have that out of the way, I can drag the shank onto the holder as it's underneath the holder. Now it looks like it repositioned this. All I have to do is drag it back onto it to get the right order of operations there. Now the final thing I need to do is select the coordinate systems for both the holder and the insert. So I'm going to right click on the holder. I'm going to select change reference coordinate system, and I'm going to change that to holder mount, as you can see back there. Now I'm going to come to the insert. I'm going to go ahead and hit change reference coordinate system to insert mount. I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Now I can drag this in here and select the tool viewer button so you can see what's all happening with our tool to make sure that it imported correctly. As you can see, our coordinate system looks great for our holder mount, and it looks like we're correct as well for our insert joint. or insert mount. We're good to go ahead and save and exit. On to the next tool. And now we can start importing our next tool. To do that, we're going to open up our web browser and start with some Kennametal tooling. Alright, we're just going to come over here to our downloads page. Go ahead and hit download. Click here, download. It's going to download a zip file. We're going to go ahead and move on to the other components to this assembly. Go ahead and download this as well. And come here to the shank, and we'll download this as well. Alright, now that we've downloaded that, we can extract these files by clicking on that little button right there. It's going to open up our downloads page. We're going to go ahead and extract all of these. Extract all. The same spot. Go ahead and close that down. On the next one. Extract all. Extract. Alright, now that we've extracted them, we can go ahead and open each of them up individually. Come here to open, select, go to our downloads page, open, no, awesome. We got our grooving tool open and ready to go. Let's get that next tool open. Awesome, we got our shank. Grab our last file. Now that we got everything open, we can actually see that this insert holder came with an insert in it already. That's not the one that we're going to be using, so we can go ahead and delete that solid body just by hitting this drop down here on the part, click on the solid bodies. We can select the cut body and go ahead and delete this. Alrighty. Now that we've done that, we're going to save all these out as solid parts in that same file directory that we used for the boring bar, just a different folder. Save as, Windows, Users, Public Documents, SolidCAM, SolidCAM 2024, Tables, Tool Libraries. We're going to create a new folder. We're just going to name it Kennametal Tooling. We're going to go ahead and save that in here. The shank, same thing. Save as. You can see we're in the same library. So I'm going to go ahead and save that in there as well. And same with the insert. Save as. Save it in here also. Now I'm going to close this down. We're going to start off with the shank for this one. Alright, now that we're starting with the shank, we're going to go ahead and start importing the rest of these parts by creating a assembly first. Make assembly from part. hit the green check mark. We're gonna go ahead and save this assembly in our assemblies folder that we created. Tool library, assemblies. Save. All right, now we can start importing our components. Browse, come back to tool libraries, Metal tooling. Now we can select the counterparts of that assembly. Open. Go ahead and rotate it. Let's drop that in there. Now let's go ahead and start mating a couple of these before entering in our insert. Select the faces, get them mated, hit that green check mark. Now I can make these faces concentric, right click. Alrighty, we're halfway there. Go ahead and rotate it. Now I'm going to start making these faces parallel. Check mark, just to be sure these two faces parallel as well. All right, now that we are solid and those two components are not moving, we can go ahead and insert our cutting insert. Browse, insert, open. All right, so we get this in there. Drop it. Now we can start mating process with this. Rotate. Now we can mate. Select this face. Select that face. Make them coincident. Green check mark. Select this side right here. Side of this. Make that coincident. Green check mark. Back face right there, green check mark. And now you can see our tool is correctly mated, exactly how it's supposed to be. Looks great. To start off our coordinate system, I'm going to go ahead and create a sketch on the back of this tool. I'm actually going to see which way everything's oriented. I'm going to want it on our bottom right corner on the opposite edge of our cutting insert. I'm going to go ahead and select the point. I'm going to put a point right there at that vertice. And we're going to exit out of the tool already. We're going to exit out of the sketch. Now I can click reference geometry. I can select coordinate system. I can select my point, and now I can orient everything. Now to orient everything, I'm going to go ahead and select that Z-axis first. I want that pointed in this direction. I want my X going backwards, so I'm going to use this change to opposite button, and that is the correct orientation we're looking for. Alright, I can hit the green check mark on this one. And again, I'm going to rename this one shank mount. And now that we got that one created, I'm going to go ahead and create our insert joint or insert mount. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and hide this to make it a little easier for me to see. Hide component. I'm going to select the face. This is the same face that our cutting plane is on. And I'm going to right click and hit sketch. And I can zoom in on this. We're going to right click and drag our mouse over to select the line tool. I'm going to go ahead and select the center of the insert, or what looks like the center of the insert. I'm going to go ahead and just select this line right here. exit out. I'm going to select the line, and I'm going to select this face. I'm going to make sure that these are parallel. I'm just going to draw a center line coming down. Go ahead and put that off its space. Select the two lines again. I'm going to make sure that these two are perpendicular. Now we are at the same rake as the front of the insert. We're going to go ahead and save that sketch. And we're going to be building our coordinate system. We're going to go select the intersection of those two lines. After selecting our origin, we're going to want to select our Z first. We'll be pointing up, and then our x-axis, which is going to be back to the part. We just want to reverse that, and that is what we're looking for right there. Go ahead and hit the green check mark, and we're going to name this insert mount. Now that we've done that, we are ready to import this into SolidCAM. Before I do that, I'm going to show component so we can see what we're working with. Ready to go. Now I'm going to edit a tool library, tool assemblies library. I'm going to go ahead and select the night class library that we created. Hit open. We're going to hit import tool assembly from CAD. Going to hit OK. We're going to generate it as a turning tool. I'm going to highlight everything here because it looks like our insert is our insert and everything else is our shank, which is exactly what we want. I'm going to highlight the top model and scroll all the way down to the bottom. Right click, union to shank. Awesome. And then I'm just going to change the reference coordinate system to shank mount. Right click this. I'm going to change the turning cutter from profile to groove. Right click on this, and then I'm going to change the reference coordinate system to our insert mount. Go ahead and hit OK. I'm going to go ahead and drag this in to our toolkit, our tool library. I'm going to go ahead and show the tool. Zoom in on it right here. I want to change exactly where the cutting point is. So to do that, I'm just going to come underneath the tool here after I selected it and click on cutting point. And I'm going to go ahead and click origin position. Now you can see by moving this little dot here, I can change exactly where it's going to be oriented. So I'm going to do that on the inside right there. We can also put this on the outside by selecting the next radius. In this case, it's going to be radius 5, and then I can come in here and I can pick which side it's going to be on. It's going to be there, and there we go. It's exactly where we want it now. Awesome. We're good to go. Go ahead and save and exit, and you've imported a tool. Congratulations, guys. We're finished. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys learned something. Yeah, it was a bunch of fun to make.
Yeah, and one cool thing now that we kind of sectioned it out this way is what you guys can do with the new chatbot inside SolidCAM. And if you guys haven't checked out that chatbot video, definitely check it out. You'll be able to take a screenshot of that tool that you're looking for, and it will actually bring you right to the section of the video where Jacob is talking about it. So a lot of great new features for you guys to really maintain this information and moving forward. But we do have some questions, Jacob. So are you ready to see if we can stump the chump?
Let's answer them.
All right. So Tyson was asking for the holder mount for the CPL. You can do that without the reference sketch as well if you don't want to run the risk of unconstrained sketches accidentally moving.
Yep, you definitely can. You can use the features on the model to orient the axis. I just like to do it with a sketch personally, like that. But yeah, definitely a great way that you can do it also.
Yeah, and that's what kind of one thing that you guys will kind of notice with inside SolidCAM. There's more than one way to do multiple different things inside the software, also known as multiple ways to skin a cat. So
Yeah,
definitely, there's different ways out there.
yeah.
And what Jacob is showing here is basically if you were to read the book from front to back, that this is what it's the book is kind of telling you. So we're
The
just
way
kind of
that I was
tailoring it
taught.
with it. Yep, yep.
Yep.
And we got another question here from someone is what is your logic on establishing your coordinate system and confirming that your tool is correctly mounted in the machine simulation?
Um, so establishing where the coordinate system is going to be based off of the turret, and sometimes you can see this. You'll get cutting points that don't come in right because you don't have the shank or holder orientation correct. Um, so I like to do by the book. Um, Also, in the description, there is a bunch of documentation, or some documentation for how to mount these tools, and the way that we've done it. And there's also ways to do it from STL if you're going to do it more components wise. So if you want to swap something out, if like you saw in the video, that kind of metal tool came with a insert, so you can actually use that insert if you want, or you can bring everything in as a component, and if you have all the orientations correct on the coordinate systems, you'll be able to just drag and drop stuff super easy. So yeah, link in the description. It's just a OneDrive link, and it has the original tools that we used, as well as some documentation on it.
Yeah. And one thing to kind of look forward to for everyone else is, going forward, previously we were doing the night classes once a week. We are going to start off with once a month right now. And we're going to uh, dig deep into the toolkit. So you guys have a better understanding because we kind of wanted to probe out to all of you guys and say, what are the things that you are currently battling and what can we do to help you guys out with that? So hence why we're coming back with the night class and going through the toolkit with a fine tooth comb. And then we will get on to hopefully suggestions that you guys would like us to see taught in the class too. So we do have one more question, Jacob. Hoping to better understand the workflow of adding tools to the correct library. I was working on a part where apparently I was adding tools to the specific part rather than the machine tool library. Can you kind of talk a little bit about the difference?
Yeah, when you're building a job, building all the tools for it, and you're sitting inside of a PRZ, you can actually go back and grab those tools from that part and import it into the machine tool library that you want. All you have to do is click the little three dots by I think it's by tool assemblies or something like that, and you can just go, or tool components, or maybe it's machine tool library actually. You just click the little three dots in there, and you click, instead of it'll say machine tool library, that's the file type. I think it's TLM. You can choose that to all files, and it'll let you pick a PRZ file. So you can go through your PRZ files, click on the part that you did where you're like, hey, I actually want all those tools. Click it, it'll open it up, and you can export those tools in your machine tool library. So another great way to, if you did build everything, you're like, oh man, I didn't do it in the right place. You can go back and change that.
Right. Right. And the nice thing too is we'll be going through, like I said, in the deep dive of the toolkit. And then at the end, what we'll do is we'll give you what we think is the optimal workflow for having your tool libraries in a certain section or your um, different tool library types and all that stuff. So don't worry, we'll be getting deep into this stuff and getting you guys trained up more.
Yeah.
Um, Now we got another comment in here. Does it make sense to learn how to use one CAM software than artificial intelligence solutions such as CAM Master from NC Cloud Entrant Scene? So this question gets brought up a lot, and we have a lot of AI inside SolidCAM that you guys have actually been using for years and years. But what we do is a feed rate AI. So meaning our iMachining database. And what we're able to do with that is come up with the automatic feeds and speeds and all of that for you. So what we're doing is with the AI stuff, they're doing the easy side of it, but you're still having to come up with the feeds and chip loads and all that stuff where we're coming up with the reverse. But stay tuned. Hubert, we're going to be coming up with some news coming up soon. So stay tuned, and there will be some AI more mentions coming in the future.
Yeah, just keep bugging Kevin. He's got the keys to the kingdom. But yeah, yeah.
All all right, guys. Well, I don't see any other questions coming through. Hopefully, you guys like this new night school platform. And like I said, any questions, comments, let them go below. But like I said, SolidCAM, we want to know what we can do to help you guys. So, other than the toolkit, what are some night class videos that you guys would like us to start tackling, or maybe some part files that you guys would like to see? We are wide open, and we're here to make your life easier.
Yeah, we also got an email, so if you want to email us, I know Kevin's email's all out there on all the older ones. If you got questions with that, you can email him. We also have a night class email as well. I'm pretty sure it's in the description. If it's not, I'll go ahead and update it when we upload this. So you can bug us on that also. And yeah, we want all of the different questions, all of the different ideas for the next videos, because we really want to attack this. We want you guys to be heard also. So
Right, right.
really excited for this series.
All right. Well, I don't see anything else, so we'll wrap it up here, and we will talk to you guys in July. So, and I guess we didn't really even say our target dates, did we, Jacob?
No, we didn't really share our target dates, but yeah, well, we're like Kevin said, every month. I don't think we have a hard date yet, just
Yeah,
quite
I think
yet.
we'll just kind of shoot for the middle of the month, hope in hopes that this works out for everybody. But if there is a time or place that works better, let us know. We're here to serve you guys.
Yep, yep. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, William. Thanks, Brett, for the comments, and Hubert as well, and Mr. Mustache Joe. Really appreciate it, guys.
Yes.
But yeah, it
All
did
right,
not come
everyone.
out rude, William. You're totally fine. Yeah. All right. Well, we hope to see you on the next one, guys. Really appreciate it. We'll be sending out emails and posts on our LinkedIn as well as our YouTube for the next one. And, like I said, we got a bunch of different ideas. So really excited. See you guys
Yep.
in the next one.
All right. We'll see you guys next month.